Guten Morgen, meine Freunde, wie geht's Ihnen? Good morning, my friends. Today I'm joining you from Spring Grove Cemetery in Cincinnati, Ohio, from the grave of Augustus Moor, a very prominent German-American citizen. He was born March 28, 1814 in Germany, and he attended the Royal Saxon Academy, which was basically run like a military school at the time, which is where he first developed an interest in the military. At age 16, he became involved in a very minor military revolt in Germany, for which he was tried, convicted, and imprisoned for a short time, and that's when he decided to try his luck in the United States. He arrived at the port in Baltimore in November 1833, eventually making his way to Philadelphia, and then again to Cincinnati, Ohio, where he spent most of the rest of his life. He ran a bakery at the corner of Main and Liberty Street in Cincinnati, which is actually where he met his wife. He was a Mexican War veteran as well as a veteran of the Second Seminole War. And on April 17, 1861, Mr. Moore helped to organize what came to be known as the 1st German Regiment. However, after much debate and much discussion, it was actually voted upon that Robert McCook would take command of that regiment, even though he was not German at all. He was known as kind of a strict disciplinarian, and he actually got himself injured at the Battle of Carnifax Ferry in September of 1861 when he fell from some rocks that were there, and he complained about pain from that injury for the rest of his life, believe it or not. He became a prisoner of war at a battle in Frederick, Maryland, when he led an attack into town there, and it was basically a trap that was laid by the Confederate cavalry that was inside the town, and they pushed back all of the Illinois cavalrymen that Augustus Moor had sent in, but one soldier managed to pull him down from his horse, and he became a prisoner in the chaos that ensued during the battle. Upon returning to the army again, he found himself at the Battle of Droop Mountain in 1863, which I will check out my video that I did on the 28th Ohio at Droop Mountain. Check that out right here. Following the Battle of Piedmont, he began the march to Cincinnati on June 9, 1864, and he dropped off all of the prisoners from the Battle of Piedmont, which, believe it or not, included my own ancestor who I have discussed, Eli Cooper, of the 36th Virginia Infantry, so he was in charge of sending my ancestor to his prisoner of war camp in Indianapolis. He was mustered out with the rest of the 28th Ohio Volunteer Infantry when their term of service expired in the summer of 1864, and he was breveted from colonel to general after the war had actually ended, because there was a lot of, you might say, anti-Semitism towards German Americans. You typically think of the Irish being the ones that were targeted, but Germans were not thought of in very high light as well at the time. He never let that get to his head, though. Everybody who knew him said that he was a very humble gentleman, and he never let the power get to his head, so to speak. He lived out the rest of his days in Cincinnati, tending to his beer garden, his bakery, and his coffee house there in Cincinnati. He died at his home on October 11, 1885, at the age of 69. The newspaper said that he was a man of deeds, not words, and he was respected by all who knew him. I thank you very much for joining me today at beautiful Spring Grove Cemetery. If you guys ever get a chance to come check this place out, plan a day for it. This place is huge. I'm not kidding. It is absolutely beautiful, though, and I'll probably be posting some other photos of other graves that I found while I was in here as well. So, take care, God bless, Gute Reise, and I will see you at the next Uniformed Historian site.